Hi guys, before we proceed with the video, there's one thing I want to do a shout out to you guys. For those of you who are interested with buying either the Triton or the Outlander or the ASX, there are some great deals going on now. As for the Triton, if you pick the premium variants, you will get 6,000 cash rebate or 0.88% interest rates. If you are a Mitsubishi owner, you get an additional 3,000 ringgit cash rebate. If you are a pickup truck owner, you get an additional 2,000 ringgit cash rebate. Now, don't look at that 0.88% as something insignificant. Let's say if you opt for the normal 4x4 automatic variant, which is about 105,000, and your monthly installment is actually slightly higher than if you pick the premium variant at 0.88%. As for the Outlander, you get 2,000 ringgit cash rebate and 2 years of free maintenance. As for the ASX, you get an overtrade of 8,888 ringgit when you trade in your car. On top of that, you get 5 years of free maintenance and then 5 years of unlimited mileage warranty. Alright, so let's go on with the video. Cheers. Hi guys, good evening. Actually it's not evening, it's 12 a.m. Had very low energy levels these 2 days, but nonetheless, not been doing this. Let's start. Hi Bobby, is the Z4 E85 a good buy? E85 is the first Z4, right? If I'm not wrong. Yeah, beautiful car, beautiful car. A lot of badly maintained ones as well, I notice. You have to get the car inspected. Soft top. I hear people say, oh, soft top, the weather is going to be hot, you know, blah blah. I have a soft top, and I really don't think it matters. It's not the main source of how heat comes into your car. I think it is still through the window and the windscreen, by far. So yeah, I don't think that the soft top is a concern. If 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 in any case a panoramic roof may transfer more heat into the car than your soft top, alright, but this Z4 is a beautiful car. There are not a lot of engine choices as well. Most of them are the 2.5 liters, 2.5 liter Z4. Yeah, not an exceptionally high horsepower, to be honest, but the car is small, even though it's not exactly featherweight. I think most of the ones in Malaysia are the 2.5s, and are there some 2 liter? It seems they have been snapped up by people, you know, but I've went around looking at a few, and I've seen one or two that are just the condition is just not. Some are just not really good. Yeah, there are a lot of good ones as well. Mileage are all rather high. I saw one 75,000. Oh my god, the headlamp is all blurred up. And then you look at the description, boleh datang tengok, boleh ruding sampai jadi. One picture. Oh my god. This looks like a proper owner with a black stripe running across the car, some stickers. These are a good sign of people who sayang their cars, to be honest. High spec? I mean, how high can the spec be? 55,000, 2004 seems alright. Good deal. Oh, the interior is so beautiful, man. This Z4's interior is just timeless. Timeless. Even the exterior lah, huh? Ooh, AC Schneider exhausts. Very nice. Oh, this Z4 is just beautiful. So my good friend Darren Chang of Auto Detailer has one, but you have no chance of buying it. Oh, this one looks good, man. Facelift. 60,000. 2005 unit. 80 over 1,000. Ooh, this looks beautiful. Facelift one. Whoosh. Yeah, it's a good buy. It's a good buy. I mean, yeah, this Z4 is a good buy. It's a beautiful car. Alright. And a lot of questions. No, those are just comments on me asking about my Samsung phone. Because I remember back in March there was an update, late March or something, and then I updated my phone. And after the update is horrible. The battery life is horrible. The reception is horrible. It will be showing 4G and no data is being transferred. It's a horrible update. The best moment I've ever had with Samsung is when they introduced the Flow UI. Ooh, wonderful! It made the whole phone faster, battery lasts longer. Reception is so good. Yep. Anyway, any more questions? Sorry, Basically, I'm just scrolling through my comments and then look for questions for me to answer. The 550 Maranello was the most beautiful Ferrari of all time. Yes, Mr. King, totally agree. It is the most beautiful Ferrari of all time. I mean, one of it, Okay, hi Bobby. What are your thoughts on leasing a 3 Series for 3 years? I checked online. All I have to do is to pay a down payment of 50,000 and a monthly installment of 3,800. Curious to hear what you have to say about this. Leasing. So 50k down payment. That's quite a lot, but the car is 300,000, so from 30 to 50, yeah. Monthly 3.8 is pretty low for a 300k car. But is there more information? How's the whole deal? You mean three years you pay 50k per month, 3.5, and then you don't get anything in return, right? You just leave the car after that, right? Sorry. Oh. Plus another 50 grand. In total, you would have paid 186,800 ringgit, which means minus this, the car 120. Not 3 years. I don't think 3 years the car will depreciate until 120k. I don't think so. But yeah, 3 years, I would say this car should be around 180 or 190. Should be about there. It's up to you. Alright. Wow, a lot of comments. Okay. Hi Bobby. What are your thoughts on a W204 C300? Is that the 3 liter NA? Right? Is it? W204 C300. Year 2011. 2011. Interesting. that's the thing. That's the era where they are beginning to introduce turbocharged engines, and then there are some remnants of NA engines lying around. Yeah, I think it is a 3-liter NA though. I believe so. Yeah, there's a oh oh globally doesn't list this engine. uh, Interesting. I remember there was this engine. Yeah, because the other engines are 1.8 CGIs. And then the 1.8s they they make very modest horsepower. Yes, the M272 3-liter V6 engine. I I wouldn't really recommend this engine, the C300 W204, because so he's asking between a W204 C300 or a 325i E90. So because I know that Mercedes 3-liter engine, right, is a very very lazy engine, to be honest. It's not even direct injection, doesn't really pull well. It's one of those engines that you're like, yeah, it's smooth, it's reliable, it's a very old engine since the W124 days. Hi, Mr. Casey. I think you should go for the E90 325i instead. Yeah, man, that engine is pretty underwhelming, to be honest. BMW 325i from 2011, still such a wonderful car. And then you'll be able to buy some 335i's if you're lucky, because they do exist. E90 335i. It'll be a unicorn if you found one. 4-door. Yeah. For paying 3-liter road tax of RM 2,300 ringgit, 2,100 ringgit a year, and only getting 231 horsepower doesn't seem like a good deal. When the same era, you can get a BMW 335i for 3-liter road tax, and you get 306 horsepower. But granted, the 3-liter V6 engine in the W204 is rather reliable, because it is a very 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 old engine that Mercedes been using. Alright. Yeah, I told him to go for the 325i instead. Hi Bobby, 2015 Porsche Panamera 3.6 or a 2015 Porsche Cayman 2.7. If you ask me this way, that means you don't actually need the 4-door, right? You don't need the size of the Panamera. It's purely because it falls under your price range, I reckon, right? Let's look at the price. Oh, walao eh. 2015 Panamera. Don't lah, bro. 340,000, right? Your car in 3 years will depreciate until 100 over thousand. You're gonna depreciate 200,000 off your Panamera in the merely 3 years. Let me tell you. So if you don't need the size, the space of the car, you can spend this money on a Cayman, which will retain its value way better than this. I can say I was in a similar situation earlier on with around this budget. You should even go for an Audi RS6, which would retain its value way better than a Panamera 3.6. Please don't spend 330 or 340,000 on a Panamera 3.6 2015, which is still the previous generation Panamera. Even though it's facelift, you will lose a lot of money in a very, very short 3-year period. Why? Just look at 2011, 2010 Panameras, and you look at the value. Okay, like 3-4 years now, huh? You look at the price point that they are at now. Atrocious, man. 120,000, 130,000. No point. And moreover, the 3.6 in the Panamera is slow. Yeah, even though rated 300 horsepower for the Panamera, it is slow. Yeah. I love the Panamera still. But actually, the previous generation, I prefer the pre-facelift over the facelift. The facelift, the rear is nice, the front is not nice. Anyway, yeah, go for the Cayman. Enjoy the car. Yes, 2.7, but it's enough for the car. Enjoy it. Beautiful 981, and just enjoy it. All right, 996, 981, don't know. Anyway, hi Bobby, I've seen a B5 manual on Muda. Is that yours? What he meant was an Audi A4 B5. So I have the first generation Audi A4, which I bought back in 2005, I think. Bought it in 2005 or 2004, around that time. And my gearbox died on me twice. It was pretty notorious that era. In the late 90s, BMWs and Audis were greatly affected by the 4-speed and 5-speed ZFs, torque converters, horrible gearbox. They always fail. So I overhauled once, and then overhauled twice, and then the reverse gear went out, and then I have to drive that car for 1 month without reverse gear until my brother went somewhere to study. Then I have another extra car to use, so I can send the Audi in to start the conversion process to convert my car into manual. It took about 9 months for the parts to arrive one by one. It's not so much about not having parts. It's the UK guy who sells me the parts. He will reply me one email and then MIA for 3 weeks and then reply my second email, piece of shit. Yeah, so I don't know, man. The one on Muda, I did saw that car because my car that time, the person who came and bought my A4, he said he's buying it for his son because his son just got his license, and he himself is an E39 enthusiast. He has a BMW E39, which he himself modify this, modify that, buy some fuels from China, some stuffs, and he go and modify it himself. Very handy guy. And his son just got his license, and then he bought my A4 for his son because it's manual, right? And we became friends ever since. Once in a while he will send me pictures of the car when he changed the rim, when he painted the car, or when his son put a Quattro badge. It's front wheel drive. And you know what? his son grew up to be the founder of TGTR. Yep, Muzamel, my good friend now. Anyway, then after that they sold the car to somebody else. They didn't. I think they earned money as well. That car, I sold it to them at, I think at 19,000 or something, and then they sold it off about 20 or something, you know, and it's still going around at about 20k even until today. And the one that I saw looks familiar. There are certain things in the engine bay that looks familiar. The sparkle hose, the removal of the heater hose, and but the color is a bright red color. I cannot recognize it. The interior, they might have done some customization, but the steering wheel and all that is still, it might still be mine. I'm not sure. Okay. All right. This guy wanted to buy repeat but worried about the road tax. Once you get over it, you realize it's an annual payment. Just treat it like your condominium maintenance fee, except that you get to enjoy it more than the gym or swimming pool daily. Alright. Hi Bobby, I really need your opinion. Mr. Lip, I'm 29 years old, marrying soon. Congratulations, man. I'm cracking my head deciding C43 or M2. I'm so useless at 29 years old. When I was 29 years old, I was kind of cross considering. Oh no lah, 29 years old. Oh, I bought the S4. C43 or M2. I've driven the C43. The no footrest really gets my nerve. Oops. However, would you think for long journey cruise Mercedes is more comfortable compared to a BMW and daily user friendly? Do you mean comparing the C43 versus the M2? Then of course the C43 will be more comfortable than the M2 because the M2 is a smaller car, lesser room, harsher suspension. But I don't think it's not livable. You never considered the M4? Anyway, the C43 is a brilliant car. Apart from the footrest. Damn man, these people are so successful. Anyway, hi Bobby, what tires are comfortable for my GLC 250? A lot actually. PS4 SUVs. Hi Bobby, please review a Dodge Viper. I wish, bro. I wish I would pay the person to review his Dodge Viper. Blah 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 blah. Were those two aerial atoms in the car porch? Yes. No, I went and drive a Ferrari 575 and there were two aerial atoms there. Two. Try changing to Google Keyboard. Thank you, Eric. I downloaded Gboard finally. It is fantastic. Any updates on Evo Enduro? Definitely, I'm working on it. Working really hard on it. But we're we're trying to not bankrupt in the next few months, right? So it's a time where all of us are working really, really hard. It's funny, some people ask me, "Hi Bobby, how you stay positive?" Hi Bobby, are you pessimistic? No, I'm neither, to be honest. I'm a believer of science. I'm a science believer. So I look at everything from a strategic standpoint, not a hopeful standpoint or a hopeless standpoint. So I guess that's why I can be rather chill most of the time, because I look at everything that comes my way from a third party perspective. So I can see things as, this is Bobby, this is trouble. So I look at it that way. So I think this ability of me to be able to look at things from a third party perspective helps with me reviewing a car, because I can say bad things about my car, but doesn't mean I don't like that car. Or I can say good things about that car, doesn't mean I have to like it. Right? It's two separate things, because it is an objective observation instead of emotional attachment, and I tell you why I am emotionally attached about it. No, it's just an objective observation. Yeah. Right. I think that's why sometimes people get pissed with me, because I'm also a kind of person where I am totally okay knowing that person hates me. Because to me, right, why should he force himself to like me if he hates me? And if he hates me, why do I even need to do anything about it? Right? So sometimes it gets on people's nerve, because someone will tell you, oh, the guy don't like you. But do I don't like him back? I ask myself, no. He seems like a fine person to me. He works hard. He never kacau me. I never kacau him. But somehow maybe he heard something, he don't like me. I'm totally fine with it. But when that person sort of guess I might have know that he don't like me, and I still walk up to him and talk to him, he will feel that I'm very fake. But actually in me, right, I'm totally fine. I don't need every person to like me, because why force it, right? So that's I think that's how I look at things. The same thing, some people sort of said something to me in the comments, and like, oh Bobby, your videos are useless, whatever. And to me, I just answer him. But after I answer him, which I explained to him everything that we've been doing in the MCO, and I decided to print screen this to share to everybody else what I answer him. I notice a lot of people see it as an emotional thing. Actually, I don't. And I find it, I was like, wow. I was amazed, you know. Some people will ask, Bobby, you don't have to be pissed, but I'm not pissed. I'm totally not pissed. I'm totally okay. Yeah. Anyway, I dragged too far, right? Hi Bobby, do you recommend installing dash cams? Yes, and I want to install as well. My S4 has dash cams. My Volvo has dash cams, but both my Audi and my Aston doesn't have, because the MCO happened after I just after I got the car. So I need dash cams, especially with those aunties around. Well, I tell you, they will lie through their teeth, man. I've witnessed these aunties. Okay, to be fair, uncles as well. Okay, they ram you. They will say you ram them. It's like, no, my God, you reverse into me. I like, what the hell, right? But granted, this this bias perception on aunties, right, is also unfair. Why? Because my mother-in-law is a damn skillful driver. She is a very, very skillful driver. Okay, she drives way better than my father-in-law. There was once where it memang is that uncle's fault. Okay, so what? It was like this. She was driving straight, but that bugger came like this, right? And they hit the side. But after they hit the side, don't know how they parked the car. And there were no, it's not like this. They stopped here directly, right? And the bugger just straight up made up his version to say my mother-in-law went into him. And because at first, he apologized to my mother-in-law. But in front of the police, he said the other version. And the perception that an auntie would have been the one that caused it actually made her to just have to swallow it, you know. So it goes both ways. Anyway, okay, I veered off topic again. Mr. Paresh, hi Bobby. With 250,000 cash, what cash? What car would you recommend to buy right now in the next 3 months as an investment? Some supercars, 250,000, that won't depreciate, but it's up to you, because 250,000, right, is not so much a budget that you are into the game of the super rich, right? The super rich, they buy, I don't say super rich, the rich, right? They buy SLS AMGs, they buy Speciales. Those are value retention, but those are one over million cash, right? And these people don't buy the JDM GTRs or whatever, and they don't do that. Then another segment is also those who buy the JDM stuff, but they are very, very picky. They rather spend 400,000, 500,000 to buy one from Japan than spending maybe 250,000 to buy one that is local, you know, with dubious previous records or whatever. All they have is just the local papers and all that. Somehow they just want that 250,000. And if you buy some of those classic, like a 360 Modena, 278,000. It is one car that you can buy cash now, but when it comes to selling it, you have to wait. You have to wait until your neck, and you have to be able to hold it, you know. So, and it also largely dependent on the condition of the car. So even though I don't have that budget, but in the car collector world, it's an embarrassing, not embarrassing, it's a middle of the road kind of budget where you can't go there, you can't go here, you know. To buy a car for value retention, serious bro. How many years? Next 3 months? What do you mean next 3 months, bro? Oh, to buy, whether to buy right now or buy in the next 3 months. Of course you can buy in the next 3 months, but up to you, right? Because a lot of people are looking for bargains now. I'm sorry, I read your question wrongly just now. Yeah, you can buy in the next 3 months when people are truly in shit situation. And maybe I'll sell you my Aston. But not for 250. Like you. Anyway. Yeah, not much, man. 250,000. What can you get? Let's look at something that's currently 400,000. You may be able to pick it up at 250 once the guy is in deep shit. No. 350 lah, cannot. Like that. Porsches are bad value. Cayman, 911, or 911. Oh yeah, damn! Why I never thought about it. But these guys have the ayo 996 115,000. Recently, guys, I totally agree with everybody who said the 996 is ugly, but I do not know why recently I felt 996 is pretty. Not the front. The front is still categorically ugly. I wouldn't call it extremely ugly already. I call it categorically ugly because the design belongs in the ugly spectrum. But I love the side view of the body of the 996. It's clean, it's beautiful, it's slender, it's slim, it's small. But the interior is straight up fucking ugly, man. 996 interior is like you wanna burn it with fire. Oh, 996 interior is horrible. Sorry, I babbled too much again. 250,000 cash. So we can look at some classics, I presume, but people who buy those classics, they have the holding power, bro. They have the holding power. Oof. 993. Maybe you can try some 993s. This guy put it up here for 320,000. Which is sort of like the ceiling value that people are willing to pay for a 993 now in Malaysia. But in Thailand, it has went crazy. Because Thailand just straight up reject used car into the market now. So yeah, okay, Mr. Paresh, try and look at some Porsche 993s, the air-cooled ones. Maybe 250,000 is a stretch because all of them are asking 300 and above, but who knows, maybe someone needs money and you'll be able to pick it up for 250. Then it's a good investment. It is a very good investment. Yeah, condition is important, papers are important. Never been painted is also important. Because if you want to go into the classic, whether you retain the original paint and all that is highly important. Wow, this looks immaculate, man. 996, no, 930 Carrera. Ooh, 964, even one generation back. Oh, 964 looks beautiful. Oh, it's a cabrio. Oh, this is a cabrio. Beautiful. Ooh, 369,000. If only I have the cash. I can't afford lah. It's beyond my income level to play these kind of cars. But I really love the 993 interior, man. It's just so beautiful. 993. But I dig the 964 frog nose, man. Yeah, it's so ugly, it's beautiful. The 964. 993 is really nice lah. 993 is nice. Anyway, I veered off topic again. Yeah, Mr. Paresh, go for some 993, 964 if you can, and yeah, for an investment. Yeah. Blah 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 blah. Oh, great! In Malaysia, you guys can keep cars more than 10 years. Malaysians, let's have a moment of silence for our Singaporean brethrens. Yep. COE is daylight robbery. Daylight robbery. Daylight robbery, man. COE. So Singaporeans, maybe you guys can consider Malaysia as your playground. You know, you buy some houses in Malaysia, buy some cars in Malaysia, and then you work in Singapore, and then weekend you just come back. and enjoy Genting, join our drives, you know, humiliate us with your Singaporean dollars, and then we all shower in your Sing dollars. Yeah, man, you work in Singapore and then you enjoy your life in Malaysia. That's like, boom, the best. Seriously, seriously. Everything you look at it from a quarter perspective, you know. Okay, no lah, 1/3 lah, huh? 1/3 lah, huh? Can you imagine my RS6 is only 100,000 Sing dollar and I don't need COE? 4-liter twin turbo, brah brah. Okay, this is so bad. Someone's gonna beat me up in Singapore already. Sorry, yeah. The 575 Maranello, a comprehensively shittier version of the 550. Chris Harris. Nah. This guy, this guy wobbles, you know. He's my idol. He drives really well. He talks really well. He writes really well. But he can express things so well that he can guide you to wobble right or guide you to wobble left whenever he likes. Yep. One day he will come up with another article that say that even though the 575 is to him shittier than the 550, however, yeah, the British car reviewers are damn good at this, you know. Anyway, sorry, this is like the worst Q&A because there's like one question and then in between, maybe because I didn't do this daily lah, right, for the past few days. I'm still waiting for my laptop because of the delay and all that. I got my battery replaced, but today I realized it doesn't last very long. Yeah, I couldn't even output one video with a 12-minute footage at 190, no, 1080p. So it's a 12-minute video, it's only 1080p, but the full 100% battery couldn't output that one video. Yeah. Hi Bobby. 2014 S400 7 Series or Audi A8, which one is better? Audi A8? Yeah. If the G11 is in the picture, then there's no challenge. It is the best. When you mention 2014, I thought it is the G01. Is it called G01? F01 BMW. Is it F01? It's F01. Okay. Sorry. Go for the G11, bro. Yeah. So he's asking between S-Class, A8 facelift and the 7 Series, all 2014. But the G11 7 Series, which is the one that we have now, arrived in 2015. So if it is the 2014 7 Series, which is the F01, that is such an incompetitive product. It is the worst 7 Series ever. That 7 Series has the same interior build, design, materials as the 5 Series, the F10 5 Series. That was the first time where they share platforms between the 5 Series, 6 Series and 7 Series, right? The 6 Series at least get a leather dashboard that's, you know, swerves down, but the 7 Series just looks like the 5 Series. So that to me is the worst 7 Series. I went in the car and I'm like, what's the difference from a 5 Series? I just don't get it, you know. Maybe slightly more space, that's about it. So the S-Class has that S whooped big time. Anyway, a lot of comments that are not related to car buying. One guy was laughing at me in the video because I was driving and then I saw an Audi A4 and I was like, wow, A4, wow. You know, I still do that. Even whatever car that I'm driving, I mean, regardless of what car I currently am driving, right? When I saw a car, you know, like a Suzuki Swift Sport or a Toyota Starlet Turbo or a Proton Putra or a Satya Neo Lotus, you know, all this, I still look at it like a little fanboy. I was still like, wow, I will still gawk at the car. Yeah, I will still do that. Sometimes I will still go like beep beep and then, oh, say your car is like that. But I know some. Remember that episode in Top Gear where James May was in a Rolls Royce and like, wow, nice car. And then he did this and then the guy is like. Anyway, Bobby, would love to get your opinion on an F10 528i pre-LCI as a daily driver. In my mid-20s, this would be my only car. My budget is about 100,000. Love the design and the build is better than the F30, but worried about maintenance costs. Pre-LCI 2012, is that the latest? The 100k budget? Boom. 2012 is 80 plus. 2014 90 plus 100k. The facelift ones are trying to sell 140. Nah. And then the pre-facelift ones are 110. Hi, Vaishant. Don't buy from the open market because dealers are still trying to put a RM 30,000 price gap between LCI and non-LCI. Wow! If anyone wants to sell their LCI 528i to a dealer, they would offer him a significantly lower price than what the dealers are trying to sell out there now. So what you should do is to go to BMW Club Malaysia and offer 100k for a 528i LCI and see who takes it up, because there are many who has already paid off their car. So when they wanna sell it, the dealers would press them as well. Aim high with your same budget. Don't just look at the market price and accept it, especially now. Yeah. Okay, and of course, join Evoclub, get the car inspected. Guys, just 2 days ago, someone who was supposed to buy an Audi A4. He already liked the car, he liked the budget, and the owner tells him, don't worry, it's fine, you know. I told him, get the car checked, send to one of our Evoclub inspection centers. So he sent to the one that I went for my RS6. They checked the car, he paid 68 ringgit, not to me, to them, 68 ringgit. And after the whole check, the guy, the owner of the workshop, just tell him, if can, you choose for another one. Then he told him what they found, you know, some engine oil leaks, some other stuffs that may cost quite a lot to fix, and there may be some other unforeseeable problems when you have these problems that are visible and the owner don't seem to want to fix it. That means the owner is on a low budget. Alright, so he's so happy that he sent because of Evoclub, we're able to help him to avoid buying a bad car, a potentially bad car, and he's glad. Yeah. So do that, guys. You see, the reason we spend so much effort to get extended warranty for you guys, to get inspection for you guys, trusted workshop for you guys, is because I know that is something that people need, you know, to counter the fear, because I want people to be able to enjoy cars that all of you don't dare buying at the first place. You listen to all your friends, you know, oh, don't, banyak makan wang lah, blah, 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 blah. So I want to change this perception, because I know, right? So in order to change the perception, it's not just with the mouth talking. I need to see where the problem is, how to address the problem, how to solve the issue by doing all this hard work under Evoclub, under Evo. So that's the reason I spend all this trouble to do all this. If not every day, I don't have to do all this, right? Every day I just take money from car maker, tell you this car is good, this car is good, this car is good, that car is also good, this car slightly bad but overall very good. You know, I just do that, I earn a lot of money, right? I don't have to do all these things. But that's what we want to do. We want you guys to understand that as car guys, this is something that can be done, and I want to change the industry perception on all this. Alright, let's continue. Hi Bobby. 2 liter, 2.5, 2.5 turbo, CX5. Which one will you choose? You know what? I might just go for the 2 liter high spec or 2.5. To me, the 2.5 turbo is very, very powerful, but it's a bit too powerful for the CX5. To me, if they call the CX5 2.5 turbo as a CX5 MPS, it will be all over the media. Trust me. It will be everywhere. It will be the performance version of CX5, you know, and people will talk about it as a performance variant, like a Tiguan GTI, you know. But Mazda did nothing, just putting a 2.5 turbo engine and then keep quiet about it. They wasted this opportunity of marketing the CX5 with a 2.5 turbo engine. That aside, of course, it will appeal to me more if it is a, you know, Mazda CX5 MPS. Wow, jeez, right? Anyway, if I'm buying a CX5, that means it's for utility purposes, it's for daily usage purposes, and I think I might just go with a 2 liter high spec, because there's a significant price gap between the variants, all the way from 130 plus to 200k. So do I want to pay that much more for a non-performance version, even though the performance is good, of the similar car? So I would just go for a 2 liter high spec if it is the CX5 turbo, because yeah, that's me, because I see it as, I don't see it as a dream performance SUV sort of spectacle. I don't see it that way. and I don't see in that kind of situation. So and 2.5. Yeah. The problem with the 2.5 is that you're paying 2.5 road tax, but you don't get 2.5 turbo power. That's the dilemma. Yeah, I just go for the 2 liter or the diesel. Anyway, hi Bobby, wanna ask your opinion, Mr. Lim, whether to get the Panamera 4S 2.9 or the Panamera 4 3 liter. If you can afford both, always get the 2.9. The 3 liter single turbo is what I absolutely I was so furious with Porsche's decision of basically handicapping this engine. You know, put it this way: if you are Mazda, or if you are Toyota, you know, having a 3 liter engine with a turbo. Sorry, the battery cut off. I didn't know I've been talking for 1 hour. Anyway, Porsche, right? They intentionally reduce the horsepower output of a 3 liter turbo with and put it at 330 horsepower. And I think that is something despicable for Porsche to do, because you are Porsche. You're not BMW. You're not Toyota. You're not whatever. You're freaking Porsche. From a 3 liter turbo, you only managed to squeeze 330 horsepower, where my 6 Series from year 2011. Okay, let's not talk 6 Series. Let's talk about BMW 335i. From year 2006, from a 3 liter forced induction engine, BMW squeezed out 306 horsepower 14 years ago. And in the 6 Series, it is boosted to 320 horsepower 9 years ago. And in an F10, it was 310. Yeah, somewhere around there, 310 horsepower 10 years ago. So are you telling me that with your current technology and your Porsche, at year 2016, 17, 18, you launch your new Panamera, all that fancy marketing, all that 100-year history of Porsche legacy, trying my best, whatever, poster, blah blah, 3 liter engine, you only squeeze 330 horsepower. Okay, sorry, I still love the Panamera. Yeah, I think the 3 liter is absolute bullshit, but the 2.9 is brilliant. The 2.9 liter engine with that twin turbo, right, is just fantastic. In fact, during my test drives of the Cayenne and the Panamera, I love the 2.9 more than the 4 liter. I kid you not, I'm not joking. The 2.9, right, in day-to-day usage, right, it is such a lively engine. It revs, it pulls, it behaves like Mercedes's C43 engine. You know, it pulls its rev. I love that, because in the modern day turbocharged cars, right, you very seldom have the kind of equilibrium between the speeds that you are doing, the power that you're pushing, and the kind of revs that you're pulling. You see, we get enjoyment in our cars when we get to basically pull the engine to its highest revs and then it upshifts. That is a kind of enjoyment that a lot of people who drive naturally aspirated cars or smaller turbocharged cars gets to enjoy. You know, they get to enjoy that. But in the 4 liter turbocharged era of Audi RS6s, M5, M6, the C63s and all that, right? How does the engine behave? How many of you have driven it? You will know what I mean, right? Even in the Panamera Turbo, it has a tsunami of torque in that engine, alright? And all you are doing in day-to-day driving is you throttle down and then the bugger just went, it just goes like that. And you are at what, 2000, 3000 RPM. You rarely go up to 5000 RPM, and your car is in a crazy acceleration mode. So yes, it's a lot faster, there's a lot more torque, but all you're getting is that. You don't even get to pull that engine. So the 2.9 to me is absolutely perfect. It's just fantastic. Alright, the 3 liter, I may be very furious just now, but the furious is the notion of them doing it, not so much the performance of it. The performance is, yeah, it pulls 330 horsepower, it's still respectable. Is the notion that they went and do something like this, especially their Porsche, which makes me angry. But my anger is not directed to the performance of the car, but more towards the ideology of what Porsche did to that car. Whereas my happiness with the 2.9 is with the performance. Alright? Yeah, so sorry for a long answer from Mr. Lim. Yeah, that's what I see. Hi Bobby, can you please review the Ford Mustang 2.3 EcoBoost? I've driven that car, but did I do a video? I couldn't recall. If the all-new 3 Series compare with the Mustang, which one would you choose? In terms of substance, the 3 Series beats the Mustang in every single way. In terms of substance, per ringgit. But in terms of substance per ringgit as well, a Camry also beats many cars. But in terms of style and cool and wow factor, the Mustang beats the 3 Series. Do you turn your head and look at a 3 Series these days? Do you turn your head for a Mustang? Yeah, he was asking between a 3 Series and a Mustang. Hi Bobby, would you recommend getting an A4, an S4 B8? Yes, but beware. Many are poorly maintained, alright? Okay. Should I still continue, because it's 1 hour plus already, very long video, and I'm sorry that I haven't been doing this daily. I try to catch a few more. Hi Bobby, Mr. Jeremy Tan. I have a few options here: W204 C250 CGI, Elantra Sport 1.6 Turbo, a 2013 3 Series. I don't know what I want to choose. I want it to be fun and reliable. Below 90,000. If you want it to be fun and reliable, get the Elantra Sport 1.6 Turbo. That car is freaking fast. Hi Bobby, how do you think the COVID-19 will affect the local car industry? I have a plan to set up a car care business, but now in dilemma. Okay, what I see, by October, which is the end of the moratorium, a lot of people might not have the ability to pay for their cars, which includes me, maybe. And that can last at most 2 months. So November, December, the banks are gonna come out and pull and tow people's car. Not banks, but the gangsters hired by them. Anyway, the agencies lah. Huh? So that will happen in December and January, and consecutively more and more will happen. And then the real blow to the economy will be somewhere 5 months later, thereabouts, where people still couldn't find a job and they can't pay for their house. All right, you have to understand this. A lot of our growth in the past 10-12 years was from housing property valuation, right? What big industry did Malaysia did in the past 12 years? Is there like a Silicon Valley somewhere that boomed up our country? No, it's all from housing property bubble valuation. So that creates wealth, right? Because this thing was only worth 200,000 last time, it's now worth 500,000. Change hands, the 300,000 profit flows in the market, right? That is money, liquidity in the market. So people are happy. There's a lot of hot money around, people spending, buying, and all that. That's our economic growth during the Najib era, purely property valuation. All right. So that is the one thing that our government should protect, because if it falls, don't ever believe it's a good thing, because you thought, oh, I can buy property for cheap. If it falls, you might lose your job to even buy any property. All right, because that is an evaporation of wealth, of Malaysians' wealth being evaporated. Yeah, same like your stock market, the share prices you're holding. You don't want the share market to drop, right? For you to buy in, provided you are super rich lah. So all these things will affect the car industry. But if you're going into car care business, I don't know whether your car care is supply or you're just opening a shop to wash cars or detail cars or whatever. If you're just doing those car care stuff, to clean cars, to do what, I don't think it should affect you too much, because there will still be people unaffected and all that. So don't know whether I answer your question or not. The real blow to our economy will come next year, when the foreclosures starts to happen and people start to throw their property off at lower prices. Hopefully, I don't know how the government's gonna react to that, and I hope we get to withstand it. But if that happens, then there will be a huge blow to our economy. Our property prices cannot fall. Okay. Hi Bobby, I'm 21 years old and I'm thinking of buying a 2014 Audi S3 hatch. Is that car reliable, especially the S-tronic gearbox and 2-liter TFSI engine? Wonderful choice, but to be honest, the S3 is a little bit overpriced, don't you think? Especially when compared to the S4 or S5. Nonetheless, get the car checked. The rarity of the car ensures it is way cooler than the S4 or S5. Yeah. Okay, I think I should end my Q&A today, because it's been dragged so long, because I went everywhere talking everything. Alright, have a nice day, and our MCO has just been extended, and for those of you who are first time watching this, I'm sorry, 1 hour video. I have about 1,000 car reviews in my channel, so if you're interested, go in and have a look. Alright, cheers.